The recent global economic downturn has led to instability in financial and emerging markets. Here in Washington, the World Bank held a discussion on its latest report on the state of world investment and associated risks, and VOA's Carolyn has more.
According to the World Bank, the global economic crisis severely curtailed growth and worldwide capital flows. But as economies recover, developing markets are expected to attract a growing share of foreign direct investment, according to the World Bank's Nazima Yoriashi.
We begin to see some signs of global economic recovery, but we still have a long way to go.
The biggest concern for investors is political risk. For example, power changes in a country could lead to protectionism, nationalization of industries, or suspension of global trade agreements. Managing that risk in emerging economies is one of the challenges of the World Bank's Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, known as MICA. MICA provides risk insurance or guarantees to investors. Projects supported by MICA provide basic infrastructure and help countries tap natural resources and create jobs. MICA also ensures development projects against loss. A World Bank report on political risk was produced by a team led by Stephen Dryhaupt.
The survey reveals that after a period of relatively high risk tolerance, political risk is back in investors' minds, and as such it remains one of the main obstacles to foreign direct investments. And we believe the prominence of political risk relative to other concerns will increase over the next 3 years.
Investment in emerging economies may be hindered by a growing risk of default on debt by governments, or so-called sovereign risk, according to Mansour Daalami of the World Bank.
The fact that the governments not being able to honor guarantees increases as the sovereign risk increases. Therefore, when I look at both the short-term scenario, which is now evolving, and look at the next 5 or 6 years, I see a scenario that we are not out of the woods by any standard. The risk is emerging. Maybe it's going to take different shape, different form, but definitely we are moving to a higher risk environment.
The World Bank cites 3 African countries as among the riskiest for investment: Sudan, Nigeria, and Ethiopia. South Africa, Kenya, and Tanzania have somewhat lower risks. The World Bank encourages countries to have internal mechanisms to prevent corruption, according to MIGA executive James Bond.
We're helping governments in a number of countries, I mean literally in half the countries in Africa, through public accountability systems, both for investors but beyond investment, also within the whole public expenditure management, public financial management, to ensure that government budgets as well are run in a very transparent way.
The World Bank reports that developing such transparency for investors will be a challenge, and that worldwide economic systems will suffer under significant stress for the foreseeable future. Carolyn Turner, VOA News.
Now, for more information on any of today's stories, please visit us online at voaafrica.com. You can also visit us on Facebook. Just search for In Focus.